Welcome to the daf. We're holding in Chulin Davov, and we're starting 4 lines to the top. Says the Gemara, "Ubay Taiba gozu b'Rabbanan." So we mentioned this idea that kusim, Rabbanan said, you can't go, you can't enjoy the shechita, you can't use them. Why? Why did the guys do them? What do they do so wrong? So start with the fact, one story, that Rameir said of Shimon and Elazar to go get wine from the kusim. So the old man saw him. Some say the old man was Leonovi. Overlay v'samto sakin b'loyecho ibal nefesh ato. He says, put a knife in your mouth if you're bal nefesh. In other words, don't take that wine. Don't. So Shimon Elazar told Rameir the story. It goes around. Obviously, doesn't mean that he was going to, just because the Zakah told him to get close. He researched and he found out there's an issue. What was the issue? My time up. They found there was a Avodah looked like a dove on top of our grizim, and they were worshiping that. They were doing Avodah Zarah. Primarily the time of the Chaysh Lemiuto. So even though it's only Hagrizim, the Kusim live many other places. But according to Rameir, you go based on the minority. Because the Ruba to Miuto. Says the Gemara over Gamliel Vadino Nabi Rameir. So they also agree with Rameir that we have the Xer. Says the word have as a side point. Pashti the crow of Mike. What is the pasuk talking about? To put your knife into your mouth and stop yourself. Says the Gemara, now listen to this. Careful. Betalbi.
Saying that came from somewhere, or that was the.
It's a pasuk. But the pasuk that says, put a knife in your mouth, ibal nefesh stuff, you bal nefesh. What does it mean? Betalbi da yoshel fi rabbi. Tatari abchio. Kisation lilchor with Moishel. When you're studying for the Moishel, Moishel means referring to the Rebbe. Be tovin is a shell of fanecha. Understand what's in front of you. You put knife in your mouth. What does it mean? Tommy knows, the Rebbe knows an answer. Understand that and ask the question. Understand what's in front of you. Put a knife in your mouth. This goes to when you ask your Rebbe questions and you have answers. So you don't have to ask questions that you can't answer. Here you can ask any question you want. Now, not that I know the answer, but it doesn't stare,
So again, what does it mean if you're learning with the
you learn with the Rebbe. If you see the Rebbe knows an answer, ask questions. But if you see the Rebbe doesn't know how to answer you, don't ask questions. Don't put him in an awkward situation where you get stuck.
How does that work with the knife in the mouth?
That's an expression. Put it after your mouth and be quiet. But be quiet. I mean, Yosef. Another story with the kusim. Yeshiva was sent to get wine from the kusim. Sabo met him. Nobody who keeps Torah. What did the Ravo the story? What did Abasi tell the story? So the story, in other words, that brought up the research that found out the kusim would not really keep Torah, and they treat them like a guy. Labai. What does it mean? The goy. We already had Rabbi. Rabbi is a Tana. If I have Rabbi, much later. So the boy Edu goes to the when Rabbi was going there, they didn't accept it. Actually says those generations, everybody was friendly with the kusim. So the rabbi says, "Don't do with the kusim." Nobody listens. So he goes to the kill. But a few generations later, it was accepted. Not just because it trickled down. A few generations later, it stopped being so friendly was easily accepted. Not a regular guy, the guy gover. What's a guy gover? By the way, this I heard from Rabbi Rosh Shapir's that used to say that a guy, any guy can be a guy, but a guy gover only a Jew can be. It's a very, very strong line. So he said the Kusi became a guy gover. What is a guy gover? Which means when you want or someone is doing an Eruv and you have a house which is not participating in the Eruv, the shaila is that house becomes part of the Eruv. What is it? Yisrael mover Shabbos Shabbos b'shuk. If you have Yisrael mover, it's not gonna be mitzvahs, but he does keep Shabbos in public. Meaning, at least in public, he's still a Jew. And we know the Chavetz Chaim's story. Chavetz Chaim said the bashal of a Yid who's not keeping Shabbos b'Faresio is sometimes you have a store. The store is operating. Then after suddenly you see that the store is shut down. Doesn't mean they went out of business. Maybe they were on vacation. Maybe they're going through a difficult time. And that's as long as you have the sign on the store. But once the sign was removed, then you know it's out. So the Yid keeps Shabbos b'Faresio. That's the sign. I'm a Yid. Take out the sign, then he's out. So the Gemara doesn't hear the story. If he's so low, he's not giving mitzvahs. But sure, at least the public is not going out of public doing Chilul Shabbos. So then he has a din of a Yid. What does it mean? You have an Eruv, few guys, and they come and say, Chubb's not home. What are we going to do? We have to do an Eruv, but he didn't participate. So we tell Chubbs, sign us up. No problem. That only Yid can do that.
Take my bills.
But a Yid who doesn't keep Shabbos b'Faresio, he cannot do Bitur Rishus. Yisrael, by a guy, he needs to rent. The more they explains that they did it more hard for a guy. By a guy, in order for a guy to use the Eruv, you need to rent the place, rent this place. That's the idea. You go to hotels, you go to do Eruv Chatzeres, you ask the manager to get a right at every one of the rooms. Because you need to, for the guy, you need to get you have to have like a place. It's not enough for him to say you can use it. We'll talk about it later. So that's community got me Chatzeres. Point is, we have a guy in the property. You have to make sure to buy either have to do a kinyan to get a portion of his property by you. Okay, so a Yid who says it's for you, Koda. You don't have to do any other thing. Just the fact that Yid says, okay, it's good enough. So that's why they made a kusi like a goy. They cannot be vatushus. Something else to them, they came to a hotel. Dai, that's the name of the place. I used to come out They gave them eggs which were crushed or cooked or pickled in wine. Zir did not eat. Rasi did eat. What about the Tarubis? What's Dubai? The din of Dubai is that when you have somebody who Amaritz, the bottom of going to the he did not take on Mises. He did with Mafish Mises. This idea of someone not Mafish Mises, that food is called Dubai. Dubai is a suffix, not for sure, no Miser. Dubai. So he says, what do you mean? You have here the mixture of Dubai because you have here eggs that are mixed in wine, and the wine is fruits, grapes. There's a problem with Dubai? What? Dubai. So you know what? I didn't think about it. So seemingly he's saying, oh, you know, I didn't realize. Could it be that there's a gzera not to eat a mixture of Dubai? And you want to tell me that he's eating Yisur? Going back to what we said in the previous daf, doesn't allow an animal to eat something improper. A baby of tzaddik, which we'll see tomorrow's daf, famous more tomorrow's daf. So the Yikim call shekain. So the Tzaddik of was not going to allow. It's not going to be the 8 Taruvas. No, if I was here, Dr. Hashko, so he went and checked and found out. And now the Lokech Yain Lates Latocha Murais. All the toich halunatis, he took wine to put it into the fish brain or into some vegetable. Kashia says chinim, type of vegetable again. Adosh also resisi, he takes the adosh and beans to put it in small pieces. Chayab bishud bai. Is the problem with bai? Peitzochlo bishud vadak. Of course, if you know for sure. Kevatzvo mutori pnei shehem ta'roivis, v'lo gozru al ta'roivis bai. But then once you did it, the guy who did it, he himself, so he has a problem because he took it and did it. But someone who takes that mixture, so it's okay because it's only a taruvis. It's not the actual fruit. So it's a mixture with the fruit. The mixture without going to the bice. So what does the Gemara say? You see that whatever a butter with goyzer, and you have to do bices from Abaharetz, only fruits themselves, not a mixture of other fruits. And that's why you observe ate from it. Second one about Tanya, where was it right? So where's the question? Had no, he said, I read it wrong. Where you have to read it, they have lots of Torah, but shift out So you see Torah is not a problem. Second one goes, rule Torah is by. But not going to Torah is by. It says that right. So had no, he gives his neighbor a dough to bake. And a pot to cook. It's not choishes for the yeast and the tavlin, that maybe she put in there something which is not the dubaisus. Let me show shvita because of shvita. Let me show bais. If he told her clearly, you can use your own ingredients. Choishes l'sar tavlin shabo. Choishes l'sar tavlin b'shu shvis b'shu bais. Why? Yeah, if it's the spices, right? Why? Or the yeast.
Pot for something that wasn't.
No, she had to put into the pot her own parsley, whatever you see, right? Parsley.
Not
Right?
not that what they have in front of them is a problem.
He gave her his dough. He gave her his dough. He says, "Do me a favor, please bake it." But not sure she mix something else. But he told me you can use your own ingredients. So he said, problem, maybe she mixed it. It's something wrong. But it's a mixture. We said mixture is not a problem. Says the Gemara, Shadi also the Kabbalah la Silu Shleichi Kibad Yori Be'adai Davi. Says there is different because he told you you could put it in. It's as if he himself mixed it. Then you don't allow to eat the dvai. It's as if he took the dvai and put it in it. That's what you pointed out. Yeast and spice, that's what you taste. That's what add taste. It's not just a mixture. A mixture with one thing here, that's what makes it taste. So that's what it's so hush. For time you don't catch. There's not butter. So more of the chalufa lechashish. You're not choishish that the neighbor is going to go and switch it around. It says the Mishnah, no, he said shviger. Someone gave a shviger, meiser. Meiser should said love, it should little bit. Anything he gives her, he does meisers. Because you don't want to machshel her. Anything she gives you, you do meiser. Because maybe she switched. She's going to switch around. Also, but there's reason. What's the reason? What have you done? She wants her daughter to have the good thing. She's also embarrassed of her son-in-law to do something wrong. So therefore, what? Wherever he gives her food and it's not so good, what does a shviger do? What does a good shviger do? I'll make it better. She'll switch it around. So she's going to switch it because she thinks she's doing the right thing, and that's why she's going to switch it. Says the word that vovul base not choishish for somebody else. I know he said lepudokis. Means a innkeeper. Whatever he gives her, he has to buy her. What he gives, what he takes, same thing. Because she's suspicious to switch around. Also, now be more your There she also says. Now here, because Rashi is how to read it. Rashi reads it. She doesn't enter to switch. Why? She says, "No, I have a tabechacha by me, so I'm gonna go and I want to make sure he eats hot, more fresh food." So he gives her. He says, "Oh, poor guy, let me give her the better food." That's what Rashi knows. Tyson knows the opposite. He's gonna eat hot. I'm gonna eat cold. I mean, he's my guest. So I first of all, I think of myself before I take care of others, right? So she's going to switch because of that answer. Says more again, for a switch. It says right. So H is chover. No, so we don't, unless she has a reason why she's doing it. Either she's a mother-in-law or she's the host. The regular person is not machlik. If you give it to the neighbors, not they can write together. Whether she's stubborn, so anyway, she's careful with tumor. Not if she's tired, because you choshesh maybe the Amoritz will go and switch it. The problem is that she's going to give her own food and give her to eat. Hashto, so you see what? He's going to give food, take the food, and give it to her. As a hashto big gazdo chilufi bayi, if she steals what she's not supposed to give, so of course she's going to switch. She's there. She looks at it, it's not like stealing. The animals, we have a day, animals eat, working, I eat. Says, in my food, while I'm working, of course I'm allowed to eat. I'll give a little bit to my friend. So Yeshua ben Zarus ben Chabiv Shami Bear Lifnei Rebbe El Rabbi Bear. So Yeshua ben Zarus, the brother-in-law of Rabbi Bear, said to Rebbe a edus on Rabbi Bear. Sha'ochal ole shel yerag beis yad. he took vegetable Beit Shad without Meiser. Why? Because he held that Beit Shad is not Eretz Yisrael. So not Chaver Meisers. Be'iti Rebbe's Beit Shad Kula Yodu. So maybe it's not okay, so Beit Shad is there Eretz Yisrael. Came his brothers and his Bisovi.
Could you just background on this?
Yeah.
He testified that someone.
The Rebbeir, Kodolodor, went to Beit Shad. It was
Bezdin. He went to Bezdin. He said this.
no, he went to Rebbe. He says he went to Rebbe.
Okay.
So Rebbe, I saw Rebbe Beit Shad eating without Meisus.
And the purpose of this was what?
I tell you, the Beit Shad is not Eretz Yisrael.
Disqualify him from.
No. To say I see, Kodolodor tells you that he ate without Meisus. That means that what?
Not part of Israel.
That's not what Eretz Yisrael. So you can eat their Meisus. So Rebbe said Beit Shad is not Eretz Yisrael. So came his brothers, your fathers, your grandfathers, they were doing Yisur. Tati Nogbo Enter. You're going to switch whatever all the generations did otherwise. So Dorish Lebi says, let's do the following pasuk. Pechi says the Chashan says that Chizkiyo took the Chashan Choshes and he broke it down. Why? Because people were worshiping Chashan Choshes as of the Zor. Chashan Choshes is the steak made out of copper steak. The Moshe Rabbeinu did. The people, whoever got bit, looked at it and was healed. Snake was yeah. Show so much. They were worshiping it. That's what they call. So the kings before Yechezkel, there were a few very tzaddikim also. He did not take it away. Shafat the tzaddik, which you saw before. So what happened with this for the Zohar? So what does that would have Elo the big Yisoid? Boy, as if he's Shamayim, he's because of voice of Shamayim, he left him something to do. He had an avoid that he could do. Every generation has its avoid. That was his avoid. Not for him. So to me, made shot we thought it was Eretz Yisrael, and I decided it's not. Don't try to push him away because nobody else said it. Because it could be that's his Torah. You don't push him. Probably so you don't like ignore him or abandon him. Different lashonos that schichi means loshan gaiva. Oh, you're bal gaiva, right? Mada omar bezichin. What k'dichtiv lo yazuach chachosh. Don't move him, so don't move him away. Hashem is not going to leave you alone. Did you want to tell you which this lashon where it comes from? Different lashonos how to say. So come and say something new nobody said before. Don't tell him, hey, what are you saying? Nobody said it. Maybe there's a place left him. Many times they write something. They said, Shiloh, the Shani Bass, maybe I can come with the answer nobody said before. Sometimes this Torah was given for you to say, and it's your Torah, your Chelik Torah. You have to say that. With this, we conclude today. Maybe tomorrow, you don't want to miss tomorrow's daf. Now, when I miss tomorrow's daf, you don't want to miss any daf, especially you don't want to miss tomorrow's daf.